So if we want to measure the center, there's two main ways we do that, with a mean and a median. And this is trying to kind of get at the question of what's a standard value? What's kind of a normal, quote unquote? I'm using that word in English-wise, not like statistics-wise here. What's something that would kind of be what we'd expect? So the mean, this is also known as average, and we represent this with x bar or mu, the Greek letter mu. Both of these will come in. The x bar, that's assuming x is the variable in question. You'll see both of these. The textbook uses the bar notation. I think mu is a bit more standard, broadly kind of in statistics discussion, but both would be kind of perfectly clear, especially if you explain it somewhere. So as an equation, and I'll use the textbook notation here, it's going to equal x1 plus x2 plus all of your values until you get however many total you have, divided by n. So we add up all the values, we divide by however many we have. We can write this in shorthand if you're familiar with sigma notation, like this. If you're not familiar with sigma notation, don't worry too much about it. If you're curious, you can ask and I'll clarify for you. But in general, I just want to have that presented as an idea. The mean tends to be what we're used to. We're used to thinking about average. But one thing that is important to know about the mean is that it is easily shifted by outliers. So if I have a really, really big x number or a really, really small number compared to the others, then that's going to have a huge effect, right? If this was 1 billion and all the rest of these were 5, well, we'd look at the data set and, okay, most of these numbers are 5, but the billion means I've got 1 billion plus maybe 100, 5, so 1,500,000 divided by 500, that's going to be a lot closer to 1 billion than it is to 5. So the mean is quite easily affected by outliers. That's an important thing to take note of. Whoops, wrong way. We also have the medium, and this is the middle value. So if we line up all the values and look for the number in the middle, that's the median. This in the textbook is represented with a capital M. The way that we do this is sort values from smallest to largest, and then go to the middle of the list. So if I have numbers like this, sorry, I keep wanting to write numbers that are smaller, but we need to make sure they go in order. So if I've got a bunch of digits like this, I go to the middle then. I've listed them in order, and then I just start kind of counting my way in. So that's 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, pretend that's a 7, 8, 9, 8, 9. Okay, so if there's an even number, which you see, we're going to average the middle two. So the even number is these 5s right here, so the average is a 5. If I add an extra number at one end so that it's odd, so let me put another 9 here, well, then I just go straight to the middle, and my median is now this 5, because there's 9 numbers on each side. And this one is more resistant to outliers. So if I put, 5 billion up here, then that only counts for 1, and all it's going to do is shift it from 5 to 6. So medians are good if you're wanting to find kind of a typical number, like what we'd normally expect to see as like an average value. Oh, whoops. So, yep, that wraps up here. As you've gotten a little bit of preview, next we'll take a look at quartiles.